Redesign, Reskill and Recruit. That's the call from the Trade and Industry Minister, who urged companies to support jobs for those in their 40s and 50s. Mr. Chun made the statement in Parliament during the Committee of Supply debate today, saying that many in this group are worried about job security.
More than half of Singapore's local workforce comprises professionals, managers, engineers and technicians. That number has gone up because of the economic growth over the years. But Trade and Industry Minister Chun said that for Singaporeans to continue to benefit, they must have the right skills to take on different jobs amid technological disruptions.
We are particularly aware of the concerns amongst our mid-career workers, those in the 40s and 50s. Job security is of utmost importance to them. They have significant financial commitments as they provide for their families, often with school-going children and retired parents. Many of them have completed their formal educations more than 20 years ago, and they have moved on in their careers in one company or various, and may not have the opportunity to reskill and upskill.
He added 2 years ago, only around 60% of such workers were able to find a job within 6 months after retrenchment, lower than the 70% for those in their 30s. To help those in their 40s to 50s remain employed, Mr. Chun urged businesses to play their part on 3 fronts. The first is to redesign jobs to create new opportunities for such workers. Firms can get consultancy services to help them do that, with support from the Enhanced Productivity Solutions grant under the next bound of Skills Future initiative. Second, he called on firms to reskill workers instead of poaching from others. Employers can apply for a one-off $10,000 credit to cover up to 90% of efforts to transform their workforce under the Skills Future Enterprise Credit. Last, on recruitment, companies can hire more mature workers. For those that employ Singaporeans over 40 through reskilling programs, they will be able to get wage support through a hiring incentive that's part of the Skills Future mid-career support package.
I urge all employers to come forward, transform their businesses, and at the same time, create new opportunities for all workers, including our older workers. This has always been a critical part of our growth strategy and an important chapter of the Singapore story.
Authorities aim to double the annual job placements for locals in their 40s to 50s over the next 5 years. As of June last year, those in this age group make up about 45% of employed residents in Singapore.
Mr. Chun also said Singapore will double down on efforts to be a connectivity hub amid shifting global supply chains. One way it's doing so is to upgrade its 25 free trade agreements and continue work on new ones with blocs like the Eurasian Economic Union and the Pacific Alliance.
Mr. Chun added trade deals are also adapting to emerging technologies. The recent digital economy agreement with Chile and New Zealand is one example. In the meantime, companies that want to go international can get more grants and double tax deductions under existing schemes.
Those venturing to certain markets will also get dedicated help from an international advisory center from next month. And more support will also be given for young Singaporeans, especially graduates who want more exposure working overseas.